Howdy on Wolex Lives. I think it's time to play a little 7 Days to Die. Alright, so a few things have gone down. One, I put together a new computer. The other one, I just didn't trust it anymore. I was getting too many blue screens. Okay, where is that stupid... There you are. Oh, he's gonna probably kill me again here. Oh, got him. Oh, but then that guy got me. That's okay. We'll clear them out one at a time. It'll be fine. Yeah, I put a new computer together. The other thing that's going on is I can't seem to get a clean recording on my new system. I'm trying OBS as my recording software now. I've been using DxTory for years, but whatever the deal is, it is not recording well with the new computer. I also noticed a lot of weird, like, I don't know what to call it, like motion blur. It's not really motion blur because I have that turned off, but there's like this weird stutter as I move in this game that I don't feel in the character, it's just in the video. Maybe it's always been there and I just never noticed it before because my graphics weren't turned up this high, but I now have everything set to ultra, basically. And I have the sharpness turned all the way up. And I think that... I mean, I tried it with lower settings. It doesn't no matter what, so I don't know how the deal is. But that is what I am working with here. And so... Oh no, this stupid club. The other thing you'll note is that I am on a new world because I couldn't fix the no zombie thing. I really tried. I played a bit on Saturday or Sunday. I don't remember which day it was. And there were no zombies. And I went out and did a mission to the treasure that I had at the end of the last episode. And zombies came out when I neared the treasure. And I got one zombie on my return back, but that was it. No zombies. No zombies in buildings, nowhere. And so I did wander into another section and went into some buildings, but there were no zombies. And then I got like 3 zombies outside. And so I wasn't sure if that was working or not, but it did not seem to be the case. That I had any zombies. Oh, you know what? I did pick up this padded chest armor I should probably put on. It looks like I need to make some storage. I don't have any nails on this guy yet, though. I gotta find some nails. Maybe we can search in this place before I build different storage setup, since I've been slowly cleaning this place to be my base. Maybe we can find some nails in here. So yeah, putting the computer together was interesting. The case I bought for it, I bought specifically so that it would hold the cooler I wanted to put in it. I got an AIO all-in-one CPU liquid cooler, and the last time my previous computer had one in it as well, and I really liked how well it worked and how quiet it is, and so I want to get that again. But last time I ran into an issue where the cooler didn't fit the case very well. And so this time I wanted to make sure I got a case that the cooler would fit into. Oh, I thought you'd come around it and not stand there like an idiot. That's okay. I mean, you're a zombie. It's okay. I get it. You're more about instinct than smarts. Which is good, because I couldn't live against smart zombies in this game. So putting the system together almost got me. I'm probably going to die a bit more. I have turned the difficulty up a notch because I was trying to make sure that I got zombies. And so I'm now on Survivor. I think that's the correct term for it. I don't know. I'm on whatever is 3 or so above standard. I just, I usually play 2 above standard, so this is a step up from my normal difficulty. Also, not finding any nails. This might be the wrong place to get nails. Might need to go look for... might need to go look for hardware or something. I think I get most of my nails from the... Oh, somebody's behind me. From the trash. Oh. Crawly zombie. But yeah, so the new computer, the case for it was put together, and which meant that it had a lot of parts already in place in areas that didn't work with my build. And so it took me forever to put this thing together, like forever. I was dumbfounded at how long it took me, hours, because I had to keep going back to like manuals, trying to figure stuff out. And so between the case needing to basically come so much apart that I was left over with 4 thumb screws that I don't even know where they go. They had to go to the parts I took out. Hey, there's some nails. I almost said screws, but I take these springs too. I could probably use those. Okay, you know what? How about you go in here? We'll scrap that. We'll throw that out, and you can take that. There we go. So, that's only 3 though. I need a lot more than 3. I need 10 per crate, so I need at least 10 to get started with here. And so yeah, so I had to take out a few parts to get what I wanted in there. One of the things was it had some a channel guide or a cable guide and some cable straps, and then a cable cover. And so the cable cover had to come out completely for the radiator for my cooler to fit where I wanted it to go. I thought about just putting it on top so I didn't have to remove any of that stuff, but once I got the motherboard in, there wasn't any room for it on top, and so I had to put it where I initially intended, which was on the side. And so I removed the side piece. The cooler, I had to put a back plate on the back of the motherboard. It told me I would need to order a special one because the default back plate would not work with the socket for the processor I got. I got an i9. I got the 12,900. There we go. There's 8 nails. I got the KF, which doesn't have GPU built into it because I have a separate GPU. And I don't see the point in wasting power or processor on a separate GPU that I'm not going to use. And so I had to, it told me I had to get the extra back plate, right? And when I opened the cooler, of course, it already had an extra one in there specifically for the socket that I needed. So I got an extra back plate I didn't need. Although it did turn out I needed some of the screws out of the bag. There weren't enough of the screws I needed in the, or something. I don't know. I had to take something out of there. I remember I was like, oh, I'll just use these. I think what it was there's these little stick-on washers things to go between your motherboard and the. I mean, it was a confusion on my part. The problem is that, oh man, I think I got me. The problem is that everything is pictures, and none of it was words. And so if they just used words, then I would understand what they were trying to show me. But like they just show it's a little video clip and so the video just shows these black circles going down on the board, right? And I'm like, okay, I get you. I put the black circles down on the board, and then I'm like, okay, so I've got 1 pack of 4 circles, 1 pack of 10 circles, and then the next video down shows using those black circles again when you hook the radiator to your case. And I'm like, okay, but it also says 12 screws for the radiator, and I need 8 of these little black circles for hooking the cooler in place. I don't have enough of these black circles. Well, then I realized after I rated this stupid club, after I rated my extra pack to get circles, that there's hard metal washers for the radiator that I was supposed to use, and not those little stick-on ones. They were just a buffer for the motherboard. So I had plenty and didn't realize it. And then because I used a when I was looking over the instructions, there was a list on the website that said, "Hey, you got to take the cover off this thing if you don't have the updated version of the cooler." Well, I didn't, and so there's some capacitors next to the CPU socket on my particular motherboard that won't allow the cooler to go in place with its current cover. It said the cover didn't matter. It was just an aesthetics thing, and you could remove that section with just removing 2 screws. So of course I take out 1 screw, fine, and then when I go to do the second screw, the head just immediately strips. Like the screw wouldn't turn at all, no matter what I did. So then I had to take a screwdriver, a flathead screwdriver, and carefully pry up that plastic, trying not to damage anything. And then once I got it far enough up, I could get my fingers underneath of it. Then I was able to, use my hands to pry it apart so that I could get that cover off so I could try and get this cooler on. And then when I put the cooler on, I didn't take off the plastic wrap that was on the cooler before I stuck it down on top of my thermal paste. And then I'm just like, I got to take this whole thing back off now so that I can get that plastic out of there so it doesn't ruin anything. And then later, I got an M2 drive, which I've never used before. Oh, crap. I'm sorry, doggy. I didn't realize this was your home, okay? I just want to come in and check the garbage. I know, you're going to kill me. And so, yeah, so then I get the M2 drive, and I open, it's got a special heatsink section for those on this particular motherboard. It was a Asus Prime something. I don't know. I read some tech specs on it, reviews, and they were saying it was pretty good. So I went with that one rather than the much more expensive one that I was looking at in the first place. And so then I opened that up, and it's got some plastic wrap over the thermal conductor that's on both sides of the heatsink. And so I'm like, all right, all right. So I peel the one off. I put the M2 in. I close the M2 down. And then I'm like, I didn't pull that plastic wrap off the bottom. So then I had to unscrew the whole heatsink again to get to the M2 drive, take it back out, pull the plastic off the bottom section. And I'm like, all right, maybe we're there now. And so then I get to putting my hard drives in. Um, and so I was taking my hard drives out of my old system and putting it in the new system. And I've got two SSDs, and it's got these brackets in there to hold the SSDs. And so I'm like, okay, but the instructions just show remove bracket, place SSDs, and then put brackets back. And I'm like, okay, how? You don't have any actual instructions. It's just two pictures. And I'm like, they don't explain to me what I'm supposed to do. And so I'm fiddling with it and fiddling with it. I'm like, okay, I can get the brackets off easy because it's just thumb screws. But then if I put the SSDs in the brackets, there's no, oh, I'm gonna get hit here. Oh, there's a lot of guys here. Ow, I'm gonna die again. Listen, guys, I just want to check your trash, okay? I'm just looking for trash. I just need 2 more nails. And so I could not figure it out. I don't know why I couldn't figure it out. It was so simple. Uh, I'm looking at the bracket. I take the bracket off. The SSDs fit inside the bracket, but they're not supposed to go inside the bracket. They go on the back of the bracket, and you screw them on. And I just kept putting them inside the bracket, and I'm like, if I put these in the bracket, and I put the bracket back in place, I don't know how I'm supposed to get the cables in here connected to the SSDs, because they don't go on that side. They go on the other side. So fix that, got that all done. I mean, I didn't fix that. I didn't get any SSDs in there until I went to Reddit, and Reddit was like, oh yeah, you just screw them on the back of the bracket. I'm like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Wow. I just spent a half hour trying to figure this out. My brain was just done by that point, though, because that's the last thing I did was put in my my hard drives. And then I got Windows 11, which might be some of my issues with the recording, because my software is ancient. So it's DxTory. That's not been supported since like 2016, probably. And so I got a USB drive with Windows on it, which I'd never done before. I've always gotten it on a disk or just downloaded it. I made my own USB, but I was lazy and didn't want to download it. And it seemed pretty simple just to buy it on the flash drive. And so I started booting up and noticed that one of my hard drives wasn't detected. I was like, great, I need that hard drive because that hard drive is my big storage hard drive. It's got all my backup stuff on it, which I use specifically because it was my newer drive to store everything on. And so I had to take my whole computer back out, shake it down, replace all my hard drive. There we go. Replace all my hard drive cables, and then boot her up. And yeah, it's been fairly smooth running up until the point I went to record since then. I haven't any problems with any of the games I try to run. I actually moved this over to the M2 drive, so this is running off my M2 drive. And I've moved some of my Steam games on there. I've never had multiple, really, dude, multiple folders for my Steam before, and surprisingly easy to transfer stuff over. On the other end of that, though, it's very bizarre where things get saved to. Let me tell you. Okay, let's just go ahead and stick that down. Okay. Just the different places. Oh no, shoot. Don't make that one, make the writable one. And then I can fill it out later. Did you get made yet? Oh, there we go. Slow. Okay, things I don't need to be carrying on me. But yeah, so I spent most of the last couple days just trying to get everything up and going again. It's been a long time since I've wiped my hard drive or anything like that, and so just tracking down various bits of my software has been interesting. Oh man, it's nighttime now. Well, maybe we can try to wander around inside of this place a little bit more. So, I don't have a headlamp though, so it's really dark. It's really dark. I can barely see anything. Where did I die? Did I die? I don't think I died in here, actually. I made it through. And then I left because I was just looking for trash. Oh, there we go. Yeah, brand new computer. Much bigger processor than what I was using before. New RAM, new basically everything. Same old weird rando pauses in 7 Days to Die. Alright, look like that place is looted out. I wanted to check this bookstore out real quick, maybe. Can get in here before I die. Should have brought my torch. Oh, I actually think I might have already... Nope. Pile of books right there on the floor. Didn't get checked. Can't see anything. Just black. Just looking for... Search bookshelf. Oh, man. Really? Alright, it's too dark. I'm just gonna... Didn't mark my home. Wow, need to mark my home. Quick, you better get home, because I hear a zombie and you know they'd be running. Where's my way home? It's so dark, I don't know my way home. There we go. But yeah, hopefully, I did a little short recording and it looked okay-ish. So I might have to fiddle with some settings a bit more until I figure this out. But I'm hoping to get things back up and going, and yeah, we'll be on the new system. This week is Starfinder, so we can talk about Starfinder next time. I guess a few minutes left here. We can talk about some of the stuff I watched this weekend. I watched Lost City, which is the new Sandra Bullock movie. It was okay. It was funny. I thought it'd be funnier than it was, but it was funny. Okay. Do I have stones? I feel like I had stones. Where did all my stones go? I don't have any stones at all. None. I was gonna make a. I was gonna make a campfire. Can I get stone from here? Okay. Starting over with nothing, I tell you. Yeah, I could never figure out the zombie things. Oh, yeah, okay. I got distracted and I forgot what I was talking about. Sorry. So yeah, it was fun. It's Sandra Bullock, Channing Tatum, Brad Pitt. Sandra Bullock gets kidnapped. Channing Tatum hires Brad Pitt. Oh, I got bumped because of the edge of that. Channing Tatum hires Brad Pitt to help him go rescue Sandra Bullock, um, who'd been kidnapped by Daniel Radcliffe, who's a crazy billionaire who is searching for this lost crown that he thinks she knows how to find because of her books. I mean, she did because of her husband was an archaeologist. He died, and so she started writing romance novels. And so she used some of their research that they had researched together in her book, which is why. Oh god. 3 stones ain't enough. And I also didn't mark my base again while I was up here. I also watched Morbius? Is that Mobius or Morbius? It's Morbius. It was alright. I liked it better than the Sandra Bullock movie. But I felt like it. Oh, I did get enough stones. Look at that. I felt like it tried to do stuff that it didn't lead up to, and so I'm going to talk a little bit with some major spoilers here about Morbius. The the big one was that they try to make it out like has this big epic battle with his best friend, right? And so there's only like 4 scenes with them even being friendly in the whole movie, and none of them are like best friend material. I don't I don't feel like there was any. Basically, he shows up. Morbius is a kid who has to have 3 blood transfusions a day, and then they calls him Milo. He shows up. He has the same disease, I think, and so he walks in, and they're like, "This is Lucian," and he's like, "This is Milo." And Lucian's like, "No, my name's not Milo." And he's like, "Well, you're in Milo's bed. Uh, Previous Milo's gone. The Milo before that's gone. I don't even know if I can remember the Milo before that. You're the new Milo." And then they show him, make him like they talk about how they're like the Spartans, and then makes him wow, I am drawing a blank on what that folded paper origami figure, and then like later I think they go for a walk, and as adults, because Morbius leaves shortly after that, so I don't know how they could have bonded so strongly as children. They didn't show that. And then as adults, he basically just goes to him and goes, "I think I'm on the track for the cure. I need money. You're rich. Give it to me." And he's like, "Sure thing, buddy." And then that was basically it. And then they fought each other like they were best friends. Who, the one turned on the other at the end of the movie. And then the other thing was there was this female doctor that worked with him, and there was like there was no like romantic chemistry really between them. Um, Not really. It was more like she was mothering him because he didn't take care of himself. And then at the end, they're like, the best friend bad guy is like, "Oh yeah, I've got your woman," and he's like, "You get away from her," and I'm like, "You did not ever at any point in this show act like she mattered in that way." Uh, and I just, and then that was his turning point to turn on his best friend, who he also really didn't seem to bond with. So I don't know what the process for that was. They actually spent more time fighting each other as vampires, I think, than they did showing them bonding as friends, which is, a little weird. But yeah, it is what it is, I guess. I enjoyed it though. I also watched the new Halo show. I watched a couple episodes of that. I enjoyed it. It was pretty good. I'm not a big Halo person, so it's not like I was expecting anything from it. I don't really know the Halo storyline that well. I did watch Forward Unto Dawn and thought that was amazing. This is not as good as Forward Unto Dawn. And from what little bit of Halo Reach I've played, I don't I don't know enough of the storyline to even render an idea of whether the show has anything to do with the game or not. Like okay, the Covenant's there, um, the progenitor stuff is there, sure, but I don't know if Master Chief has a psychic connection to the progenitors. I have no idea. I don't ever remember that being a thing in anything I've ever seen about Halo. There's no Cortana yet. That's the one thing I'm aware of is Cortana. Um, and I think there's some other alien. There's a few alien species they showed in there. I don't know anything but the Soldier Covenant because I've only played. No, that's not true. There's little guys too. I've only played a little bit of Reach. I want to play through the series because I read through the storyline one time and thought it sounded cool. I'm a huge sci-fi fan, so I really wanted to see that. But yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see. All right, with that, be better than the small things. Lean to the light, and I will talk to you later.